Hi everybody, thank you so much for clicking into this video. As you can see, I have guests with me. So you can just tell us your name, your age, and what you're currently doing.
Yeah. My name is Jessy. My full name is Li Jiaming. I am 19 years old and I am currently doing whatever I want to do right now because I am done with first year. I'm chilling.
Hi everybody, my name is Precious Brown and I am a recent graduate and I own my own business.
Hi everyone, my name is Bongiwe. I'm 20 years old and I'm currently doing online school and just trying to survive.
My name is Nicole Brown and I'm a student at university.
Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Wilhelmina. I am also a student at UNISA.
I've known both of them. I've known Bongiwe for longer, but like there's a year's difference. So I knew Jessy when I was in grade 7, and then I knew Bongiwe when I was in grade 6. I did not prep them. I did not tell them what they're going to be asked. I'm just going to surprise them. So I've known the Browns since I don't actually remember how old I was. I just know that I've known them for a really long time.
Since you were two, guys.
They came to our church and we went to church together for like the longest time. If you're church friends, you're friends for a long time because you see each other all the time. That was the reason that we grew close, because we were always together. Where did you grow up and where are you from?
I grew up in South Africa. I was born and raised here, Midrand. But when people ask me like, where are you from? When I say I'm from South Africa, I say China.
Okay, so Ijoma and I were born here in Joburg. Okay, our mom is South African from Cape Town, and then my dad is Nigerian.
Yeah. I was born in Ireland, not in the UK, but in Europe.
I was born and raised in the UK, Leeds to be specific, and I lived there till I was 12 and then I came here. I would say I'm from Leeds, but like in terms of like my blood and heritage, I'm from Zimbabwe and South Africa.
Well, if you watch my channel, you already know that I was born in South Africa, and let's say by origin, more by my parents than anything, I am Cameroonian. Which language did you speak as a child and what do you speak now?
We just speak English.
Same.
Yeah, I sort of understand Afrikaans.
Yeah,
not fully, but
just a little.
Yeah.
And then Pidgin.
I spoke English. I've always spoken English. That's one thing that I always fought with my parents about the fact that they didn't necessarily teach me our cultural languages. I always say for myself that the reason I think they didn't teach me is because they wanted me to fit into this environment as much as possible.
Like I remember just growing up and then speaking Chinese, but then like because going to school you have to speak English, and like Chinese was obviously my first language, and then over time like English just took over.
So JBR, how did you learn how to understand Pidgin?
That's a really good question. I don't have an answer to that. I think when people around you speak something for long enough, you adapt to it.
English is my first language. It's my home language as well. Also, my parents didn't teach me my mother tongues, which I also was upset about, because now, especially coming to South Africa, like people always expect me to be able to speak and like assume that I can speak, and when I tell them that I don't, I kind of like receive judgment for it, and it kind of sucks like not being able to.
We were at a wedding. It was like last year sometime. Yeah. And then doing the makeup, and then some auntie, she comes to me and she starts speaking her language, and I was like, I'm sorry, only speak English. Then she starts coming closer to my face for no reason at all and screaming at me and saying, this is Soweto, like you can't be out here not speaking.
My mom's mother tongue became a way for us to speak in public in which other people wouldn't understand. I don't know how to speak Isu. I just know a few words, and it's like the inappropriate words if I'm honest. And she'll use that in public to like tell us off.
I literally have like strangers in the super. Like I've had to explain my life story to like strangers so many times.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, so do you only speak English? I'm like, yes. Oh, you must speak your language. I'm like, yeah.
Did you find it hard to fully embrace your culture, seeing the differences that it had here in comparison to being like South African?
I wasn't proud. In high school, I used to be like, in fact, in grade 11, we were reading this book, Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. And my English teacher, who was a British lady, she asked, has anybody been to Nigeria? Is anybody Nigerian? And I didn't even have I didn't raise my hand, but in my heart, I knew you're a Nigerian woman, but here you are feeling ashamed. And once I got to matric, I dropped all of that. Hence why I use my native name today. I say I'm Chidi because, I'm proud.
Nowadays, like, recently, I think like Africans have really taken over. Like everybody, so even if like you 5% African, like you're proud of it.
I would hate it, like especially in grade 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would hate it when my parents would pack like traditional food in my lunch. I'd hate it. It would drive me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you are giving me the task of having to explain to these people what this is. And then have people judge me because
I've always been on the fence because I wasn't Chinese enough, and like you said with the food, I remember just like constantly telling my mom, like, please don't pack this. They say it smells funny. They don't know what it is. Like,
it smells. Oh my god.
It smells. And like they would have like sandwiches and all that. I would come in with like a whole like metal like canteen thing that's like keeps my food hot, and there was rice and it was like a full cooked meal, right? And they were and it was like you said, only in like grade 10 or 11 I felt comfortable enough in wearing like my Chinese dress and like the full like traditional get up, because I don't know, it was like when they celebrated it, but before it was really hard because I didn't know if I should be like super African, because then like if I was Chinese just a little bit, they would make fun of me.
But another thing is, what I realized is that in this country, it's like South Africa is a whole different Africa than the rest of Africa.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a bit harder to fit in, I would say, as somebody else from Africa here than it would be anywhere else in Africa, because like my dad travels a lot in Africa and he loves it, he enjoys it, because everybody, it's like one massive family no matter where you come from.
When I was like 4, I used to take biltong in my lunchbox to school, and like all the little kids are like, why are you eating sticks? And I'm like, it's not sticks, it's biltong. I was never really introduced to like traditional stuff, so coming here it's kind of like I'm not African enough, you know what I mean?
Gotcha, yeah. In any given environment, we're never enough of something. So for me, because I'm black in South Africa, I literally am not South African enough at all, because the South African connotations of a black South African is far from what I am. Did you like, or do you like the question of where are you from? Because for me, the where are you from question gives me anxiety.
I have like 5 answers, so I never know what to say, because it's meant to be where are you from? Oh, I'm from where are you from? For me it's like, well, you see, my mom is from here and I was born here.
I have it prepared, like if anyone comes to that question, I know, okay, if I say South African first, like straight up, and then like, but like where you from? Okay, I'm gonna narrow it down in South Africa, right? And they're gonna be like, no, but where you from? And I'm like, okay, fine, let me just go out of my like world and like, where are my parents from? Okay, is that what you're asking? Oh my gosh, I have a story.
Go ahead.
Oh my god, I have a story. So my friend invited me to her house in LA. So she stays in LA and she was like, come over on spring break, it's COVID-19, we can't really do much. You can stay in my house. I'm like, sure, great. I told her dad that I was South African. Immediately, without fail, he goes, so are you black? And I was like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
How was the conversation of grades in your home?
Okay, well, for me, I just wanted to do good for myself, but like there wasn't really that much pressure.
Yeah.
Like there was this pressure obviously to pass and do your best, but not like 80s, 90s Nigeria or like other. Yeah, they want you to be number one. Yeah.
It's always being number one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because like my mom, she's a teacher.
Yeah.
So she understands, like she was working with children. So she understands that, okay, like it's not, I'm not gonna say like put so much pressure on my child to like do the best.
Get the best mark. I think it's nice for you guys because you guys have had the experience of like the different side where it's not as hard. Actually, especially West Africans, they expect you to be number one because that's what they were taught. Like we have to be the top. I used to be told like, I'd be like, Mom, I'm not able to do this. Like this maths is really hard. And then she'd be like, Javia, do you think the people who are getting 80% have two heads? How is the conversation of dating in your family, in your home? For me, it was not a conversation. Firstly, my parents are West African. So the conversation of dating was not one.
Non-existent.
I mean, my mom had conversations with me, but like if I was to be like, Mom, I have a boyfriend and his name is Simon, I would literally die. So,
they made it seem that I had the choice to date. So if I were to like say, oh, I'm dating someone, they'd be like, oh, okay, have fun, like it's not gonna last long. Like just like for my parents, they were like, as long as it doesn't affect your academics, right? No ways am I allowed to go on holiday with their family. Like who the hell in a Chinese household lets their child go on a holiday with another family? Like nice and easy. That was not a question, right?
And let's even forget holidays with another family. Sleepovers. Like my parents, I had to teach my parents. My parents are like, why do you want to go sleep at somebody else's home? Don't you have a bed?
Yeah, you have your home, you have your bed.
Yeah. Especially in high school, like it just wasn't a thing, hey? Like my dad was always like, you need to focus on school, forget about friends. Say if I went out with a friend, maybe in February and it's now November and I'm like, Daddy, I'm going now.
Didn't you just see them
the other day? And this other time, I remember
it's like a crime to see somebody on Friday and then on Saturday and then on Sunday. It's like
or even this week and next week. Why?
And I realized like as much as my parents are really progressive for Chinese parents to move to another country and let me do whatever I want to do outside of just studying really hard or like playing the piano, for instance, they were still very traditional in their mindset of marriage and dating. It had to be an Asian man, preferably Chinese, someone who could take care of me, someone who definitely has to be able to speak Chinese. Like those are like the things they could not budge on.
What was the worst punishment you ever had, and were you beaten?
Oh, I was beaten on behalf of all of us. In school, I think I was grade 7, and I had a friend, and she was really nice, and she lived in Lakeside, Greenstone, Fontaine. So her house was so nice. I just loved it there. They had games, PlayStation, Wii, all those nice things. You know what I'm saying? Snacks, unlimited snacks. Her mom was super chilled. So I asked my dad, could I go? And he was like, no. This was on a Friday. It's like, no, you can't. So after school, I told her, my dad said, it's fine. Let's go. Hey, there you go. Yo, got to the house. Ooh, nice. Changed out of the school uniform. Life was nice, man. About, let's say, 30 minutes in, I got a phone call, and Daddy was just screaming, Where are you? He's like, wait for me.
Hey! I collected slaps. Oh my gosh, in front of this white girl. She was so scared. Yeah, she was, and then, you know, like on Monday, she asked me, she didn't want to bring it up, and I didn't want to bring it up. She's like, okay, I was so worried about you. I told her, don't worry.
I can only imagine how traumatized that white family must have been.
She was frightened about me.
Did you guys ever have to deal with or like consciously experience xenophobia?
I don't have the same experience in that regard.
Yeah.
Mostly, so you know how people are very selective when it comes to which foreigners they don't like. So usually foreigners from the West, people aren't xenophobic towards them.
Yeah.
And even though I'm not like white from England coming here, my mother, she was born in this country, but then she was like raised in Zim and South Africa, kind of. So I was able to get South African citizenship. I only got it like a couple of years ago, but I was still able to get it. So like I could pass as someone who like was born here.
Yes. Every year literally we do, because our dad he owns a store, and then he also owns property. So every year since the xenophobic attacks have been happening, every year he gets targeted.
They see Asian and they're like, you're here to steal our jobs, you're here to just steal money, you're here to just like not care for the country you're in, you're just here to make money or to steal money or just to like selfish, sneaky. It's really hard.
They loot the shops, they threaten to burn down the buildings, like my dad's properties and everything. And it's the people that even live in the properties. Like, where are you gonna go when you burn it? That's what I want to know.
You know, funny enough, like now as we are, it's like we wouldn't choose any other family. We just love it so much. We're so proud. Like at these funny stories, it's so funny. But at that time, it was heartbreaking, hectic, and traumatizing. But we thank God.
Thank you guys. Okay, that's the end of the conversation. Yay! That went really well. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. So that will be the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for clicking into it. It's been an absolute enjoyment, pleasure, and excitement to bless you guys with our faces. Jessy has her own YouTube channel, so I'll link that in the description.
Yes.
And you can go.
And I feature on it too.
Yeah, she's also in that. There's a lot of vlogs, a lot of fun, exciting stuff. She's very good at what she does. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and stay blessed. Bye.
Bye.